Hello, come on in, the party's here. I am feeling good. I am excited to catch up with my Jacksonville and Facebook friends, fans, haters, what is this girl doingers out there, and talk the last year of my life, from very recent to about a year ago when I found out I got accepted to Savannah State. I love being transparent when I know it's for a purpose, and I know just from things I've seen, there's a lot of people that are either in transition, thinking about doing this or that, thinking about moving, thinking about pursuing something full-time they've been doing on the side. There's just a lot of people that are in places to make decisions, and so I always like to share my journey that I'm still very actively on, but not even just that, just talk to y'all. And I know y'all like, oh, another live, because everybody's been utilizing this time at home to go live. Well, I ain't been home, okay? I work in restaurant delivery and I work in grocery delivery. I'll talk more about that later. I just want to say those jobs have been such a blessing because I had goals that I wanted to achieve with my schedule while I was here in Savannah. Because otherwise I could have just stayed in Jacksonville. But the goal was to be in school while being able to pay the bills on flexible schedule work, and have time to work on creativity and build the multiple revenue streams that I've been trying to build. So that's why I'm here. And because I haven't been home, I've been out delivering groceries to your grandmama and your auntie and your daddy, I took a day off of work so I could do what everybody else been doing and just living their best social media virtual life. So I'm going to live a little bit of that today. So year ago this week, I found out I got accepted to Savannah State. I was going to be able to transition, and I moved in May, started school in August, and now we are in March, where I am, I guess, midway through my second semester. Wow, I can't believe that it's coming up on me being back in school for a year. But I just wanted to just kind of spill tea on myself, just kind of catch up with you guys. So yeah, thanks for coming to look at my face and see what's been going on with me. So 1 year, I broke it down into categories because if you know me, I am like a list type of organized type of person. I don't really do anything off of the cuff. So let's start with social/dating. Since I moved up here, it's not really much to say. I will say it's taken me a little bit longer than I expected to like make friends, like find a movie buddy or just anything. But it's not so much of anybody's fault but mine, I suppose. Well, one reason being a visual performing arts major is a lot of after class type of stuff. Either you're working on a set for a show, you're in rehearsal, if you're dancing. It's a lot of hands-on things. So my evenings weren't always free. And I had an evening class last semester, so that was that. My neighborhood is like, it's not close to, I guess, the social hub of the city, which is the historic district by the river. My neighborhood it's called Georgetown. It's like southwest Savannah. It's like what people would consider far out. Like, I'm pretty close to the highway. It actually only takes an hour and a half, even if you're driving the speed limit, to get to Jacksonville from my house. So I'm not really like in an area where it's a lot of socializing that can be done, and it's a lot of families and military, and so yeah, I haven't really got to make any friends in my neighborhood. Thankfully, my classmates in the visual performing arts department have, I have definitely made some connections there. Kind of been trying to navigate that because they're all like 2021. So then it's like sometimes I'm in big sister role, or I don't want to be like the creepy like 36-year-old like, oh, what do the kids do for fun? Let's hang out, you know. And it's like, why is this 36-year-old want to hang out with us? So it's been interesting in that way. I can't even really make a lot of friends at school, but they're a really cool group and mature, definitely for their age anyway. So I have got to hang out very sporadically. And then the other reason that I don't really have a social life or friends like that up here yet is just figuring out my whole work situation and work schedule and make sure that I'm giving time to my actual goals. I'll show you right here. Like, I have this whole wall separated by the different areas of life, like Savannah networking, dance, revenue streams, my creative ideas, my different brands. Like, that's like was my goal board. And so if I'm not in school or I'm not working, I'm trying to actually make sure I work on some of that. That hasn't been going as quickly as I thought either. But I'm here to keep it real. The journey to doing what you feel like God called you to do has a lot of in it. So yeah, social dating. Let's see. The summer I moved up here, I had like a boo, but he wasn't, it was long distance and he wasn't really trying to make it work. And so I don't let nobody waste my time. So boo, he was gone. And then I met a guy up here and like, what was that? Like early fall. And he seemed like he was gonna be a keeper, but he like was having some health issues, but then he would just kind of fall off the map. And it's like, okay, you know, the biggest thing in a relationship is communication. So like people are pretty understanding if you kind of keep them in the loop. And so it just started seeming really fishy, you know. And I'd have been around the block a few times, so I was like, And after that, it was like, you know what? I don't want to date anybody until I've completed my first screenplay. I have about 4 or 5 ideas for movie screenplays, and I have a few more for television concepts. I haven't decided if I want to do TV, because for TV, you can't really just write the script and sell it and then let them do what they want with it, because I don't really want to shoot as much as I want to write and let somebody else make the movie or TV show. But for TVs, you have to be a showrunner. Basically, for TV, if you write it, you also have to like kind of babysit the show. You have to be there. You have to be in the writer's room. You have to be a part of the process. It's rare that you can just sell it. It is possible, but that's not the typical case. And like, that's not where I want to live. I want to write it, sell my amazingness to somebody else, have fun with that. So, yeah, I said I'm not going to like start dating until I've done my first screenplay. And it's kind of like right now, and it sounds so corny, just like people say, oh, I'm married to myself. I feel like I'm dating my goals right now because I don't want to get distracted. Like, I'm up here for a purpose, and you have to know yourself. And I'm like, man, I'm like all in when I'm in relationships. And I'm like, oh, I'll work on that screenplay tomorrow. Let's go out on a date. So chilling on that. I'm having a blast being healthy enough and financially sound enough to actually do what I've been trying to do. Like, there's so many times in life, and some of you guys can probably relate, that you were on your trajectory to do something and then something completely came out of left field that you had to kind of drop what you were doing and it demanded all of your attention. And it's like, gosh, if I could just have a moment of clear space to focus on what I want to do, like, I would kill it. And the last thing I had went through, I said, God, if you just give me some clear space to just really focus on what I feel like you've called me to do, like, I'm not going to waste it. And I meant that thing, okay? So the last trial I kind of got out of, and I was like, okay, my body is healed. I got this job that I have. I'm about to, like, not take this dramaless section for granted. Like, I'm going to use it and go for it, go for it, go for it. And I read a lot of autobiographies, and I study like successful people, and a lot of the things that I've learned is just consistency is key. Like, sometimes when we see people that are famous, we don't know how long they've been working on it with no results, you know? And it's like, well, what if they would have stopped in the 5th year and the 6th year was it? Like, and it seems like to everybody in their life, girl, if it hasn't, you know, picked up steam by now, you know, and even Kevin Hart is a great example, even though I'm not too crazy about some of his personal choices, but hey, that's nothing to do with his art. But he was doing stand-up in like B, C, D movies for 19 years until like he finally became a little more of an A-list in the big name movies and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, 19 years. Like, what if he had stopped the 17th year? What if he had stopped the 16th year? But I think a lot has to be said about doing something just for the joy of it. Because if you're doing it just to be successful, you're eventually going to burn out. But like, for me doing like my social media content and me like trying to create dances and things like that, like I genuinely enjoy it. And then if it happens to pick up steam or get traffic, all the better. And then the farther down your career you go, you can be more intentional about, you know, because a lot of things that go viral, it was not an accident. It was like a whole team behind doing the things that need to be done to make sure that it goes viral. So you guys, if you creating, sharing, posting about your business and stuff like that, it's like it's 2 likes, 5 likes. Like, you can't worry about that in the beginning, because what ends up happening is you've been doing it consistently and not really getting a lot of traffic, and then that one moment happens where something kind of takes off better than anything else. But then people will immediately go, oh, well, what else do they have? And then they'll go back and see all these amazing things that you've already put out. And they're like, oh, so this wasn't just like a one-time thing. This person has been doing this. This person has been, you know, oh, look at all these videos. Look at all these blah, blah, blahs. So don't ever feel like it's in vain when you're like putting your creativity or putting your passion out there. Like, everything in timing. I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole, but I'm back. Hopefully that was for somebody. Thank you for everybody that's watching. I do appreciate it. So yeah, social dating, nothing but on purpose, and I'm enjoying it. One cool thing that happened is I found a church home pretty quickly, thanks to just people I know in Jacksonville. I was able to find out that there was an impact up here. And so I have joined there, and I'm serving, and I was like, oh wow, I was hoping that I wouldn't like move from home and then like kind of fall off. And you know, I don't think you have to go to church to be saved, but a part of you, I think, benefits greatly from those relationships, that accountability, being able to serve corporately in ministry anyway is good for you. And I know for me, like, I live alone. I'm single, I don't have any kids. And whether outside of class, you know, I'm pretty much like it's just me. And so that physical and social interaction was important. Like, that may be the only person I hug that week is somebody at church that's like, hey. Which kind of makes me so sad right now because, like, we can't hug people. And I'm such a hugger. Has anybody else been, like, feeling, like, withdrawals from not being able to hug people? Or is that just me? Because I'm like, oh. Like, I was in the store shopping, and I ran into one of my classmates, and it was like, oh, okay, no, hey. It's, like, such a reflex to want to hug. So I've been missing that. But, I have definitely been praying about COVID. I do think there's going to be a lot of things that we learn from this that is going to change kind of how we look at things forever. Appreciate being able to go out. And then I think business models are going to change, and some might be more virtual than they have been. And I definitely think overall the world is going to be a lot more sanitized. Like, I'm a low-key germaphobe. And so, yeah, right, twin? Like, oh, I just want to hug somebody. But, yeah, I think a lot of people that were kind of not really conscious about being so not spreading germs, I think now is going to be like a wake-up call. Like, say something even worse comes along, I think a lot of the practices that we put in place for this are going to help us moving forward. And I also think it will allow us to take things a lot more seriously as far as, you know, health-wise, or the government hopefully will see about warnings of things and like take them more seriously, like, and not act like a scientist is like a mad scientist where they're saying, oh, this is going to end the world, or this is going to cause problems down the road, that they won't just kind of brush it off, but they'll take it seriously next time because it's messing up the economy. Because, for instance, I saw an article, a lady tweeted in 2013 about the coronavirus, and she was like, instead of the government worrying about this and worrying about that, they need to worry about that corona. It's going to be a pandemic. I'm going to post it in the links after this over. I was like, oh my gosh, like, she nailed it. She used hashtag pandemic in her Twitter post in 2013 about coronavirus. So I just hope that this allows certain things to be taken more seriously in the future. But I don't want to talk about that because I feel like everybody's posting about corona, memes about corona, myself included, but I didn't want this live to be a corona live. So moving on. So last year I told you about social date and told you about church. Creativity and like the performing arts scene up in Savannah. So let me just say, one of the reasons that I moved to Savannah specifically was it has a really nice little hub that people don't really pay attention to or know about when it comes to the entertainment industry and performing arts. American Idol is shot here. Lots of movies are shot here, including like Gemini Man, most recently with Will Smith. He actually owns a house here. So does Oprah and Stedman. Like, a lot of celebrities spend time and live or have a home here in Savannah. It is definitely one of those little best kept secrets. So if any of you were thinking about like real estate or things like that, I think Savannah / Tybee Island / Richmond Hill and this whole little area is definitely one to keep your eye on. Like I said, a lot of films are shot here. It's a really great little indie art scene, a little music hub. We do film screenings and film festivals, and obviously everybody knows SCAD is here, which is Savannah College of Art and Design, but they also have a campus in Hong Kong. They have a campus in Atlanta. They have a campus in California. And so it's really just a great town for the arts in general, visual or performing arts. And so that's one of the reasons that I chose here. It's near home. I was able to go to a HBCU because I said the second degree I got, I wanted to this time get the HBCU experience. So that's why I'm a proud student of Savannah State. Go Tigers. I got my shirt on today. Custom made. Shout out to Ornate Events for coming through for me. Appreciate you, Padrika. So yeah, creativity up here. So as soon as I moved up here, I put myself on all the little sign-up lists for extra background work because I know a lot of connections and networking is just by being in the room, just by showing up and meeting people. And it just so happened the first extra gig I got, which I still can't say the name of, but is being directed by a black Oscar award-winning screenwriter and director. And I actually got to meet him and shake his hand. He was so approachable. I was like, yeah, like, I'm an aspiring screenwriter, so it's just an honor to work on your set and just kind of see how a big movie TV set works, you know, because a lot of the things that I do, just one camera, you know, a few lights, me and my director of photography, one PA, my little room with snacks, and that's it. But just to see what it's like on a big budget set, like, you know, I'm a sponge, so I'm like taking it all in. I'm taking in the food trailers, I'm taking in how they treat the talent, I'm taking in how many takes they do. Like, I'm just soaking it all up. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, as soon as I move up here, I'm able to be on the set for this amazing movie. I had to do costume fittings, and I was able to meet some of the other performing artists in Savannah. It was just a really, really dope experience. And so it's just so interesting how things can go and you just make the decision to just show up, just go for it, just give it a shot, you know, and just go on that adventure, like the Magic School Bus says. Take chances, get messy, make mistakes. Or the Mamba mentality from Kobe. Be curious. Like, what'll happen if I do this? What's that about? Why is this like that? Like, be curious. And you'll never know where it can lead to in life. And so I was happy that I was being curious, and now I'm on this set for an Oscar-winning screenwriter. So that was really cool. Other creative opportunities. One of my professors actually has his own like set design company, and also his own theater company. And just by nature of me saying, because I'm like one of the few people in the major that want to be a dance theater choreographer. People either want to be actors or they want to be professional dancers. I don't want to be a professional dancer. I want to choreograph concerts and theater productions. And so I'm technically a dance theater major because I'm majoring in theater. Well, my concentration is theater, my minor is dance, which y'all know I had to switch that around because of my back. And so he knew that, and we have to share about those kind of things in class. And so he actually offered me to be able to shadow a choreographer he had choreographing a musical for his production company. And it was weird. At first I was like, well, should I do it? I was like, you know, because I already have class and I need time for work, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of my time at Savannah has just been yes. Just, you know, that whole mantra about just saying yes, the year of yes. Like, I've just been saying yes to things and just seeing where it leads. And I was really glad that I said yes, even though now the show is obviously on hold. But I showed up and got to meet a choreographer that works locally, ask her questions. Turns out she's super connected. She knows people on the board of Savannah Ballet. She knows people at different venues. There's like a stretch lab that she knows the owner of. And I wouldn't have never met her and been able to make an impression upon her that I could reach out to her one day and be like, hey, well, I need a venue for this. Or, hey, could you connect me with this person on the board of Savannah Ballet? Or my future dance company needs donations. Do you know any people that like to do art, donations, and grants? Like, all because I said, yes, my professor, yes, I will come shadow this lady. And so not only did I get to shadow her, but for the days that she wasn't able to be there, I was able to lead the choreography portion of the auditions. And so they got to see, oh, I'm about to fall. So they were able to see, you know, my choreography skills and confidence and stuff like that. And my teaching confidence, I should say. So that was really dope. As far as my personal creativity, I have not shot anything since I've been up here, except for my vlog about my journey. So yeah, that has definitely gone slower than I expected. But for me, it was first things first. I wanted to get acclimated to the area. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't a starving artist because I've lived that life. And I like having money. I'm too old to be broke and borrowing from friends all the time. Been there, done that. Not recently. And so my priority was, let me just figure out this work situation. And then once I have my sweet spot, then I will work on starting to, you know, shoot some of my stuff, whether it's, you know, my funny stuff or my dance films that I want to shoot. Then I'll get to that. So, yeah, I'm finally at that sweet spot. Praise be to God. All thanks be to Him. All glory, credit, honor due to Him for just making everything come together for me. It's nice because I had a lot of bumps in the road. I moved up here thinking that VIP Kid would be the main way that I would be able to make money to supplement financial aid and stuff. And it did not go that way. Did not get a lot of sign-ups from VIP Kid. I still do it, but like it's nothing I can count on in that way. I'm a certified pharmacy tech, and I'm licensed with the Georgia Board. Tried working in a pharmacy, but they were scheduling me the same time as class. I said I only wanted to do 20 hours, and they were scheduling me for 30, 35. It was just, and then it was so physical in that particular pharmacy, and so it was like, well, I need to be saving my body for these 6 dance classes I'm taking a week. So it just was not a good fit for me, so I had to leave that. I tried a lot of the remote call center things, and it was either the systems were not good and they were always failing, or they were down, so you couldn't really work, and even though you get excused for not working, you still weren't making any money because the systems weren't working, or the training was bad and you couldn't really understand what the heck you're supposed to be doing. And then one of the other ones, it was just because it was more like gig work. They post all the available time on a board, and then first come, first serve, you can grab as much or as little as you want. And it just so happened, if, say, they release these hours at noon on Tuesday, and I can't get to a computer, or I happen to not check until 4, they may all be gone. Nobody can live like that. So I'm really happy for the means that I have for income now. And now I can focus a little more. And I had a shoot planned for this month that I was going to release on my birthday. But now that has to be tabled. And so I'm still going to shoot something, because y'all know for my birthday I always try to do something real cute, real creative. So I still have a couple of shoots lined up, some that maybe I can do myself, and some that just won't take a lot, but still just continue to create. Because when you're creative and you're not creating, it can start to get to you, like you can kind of feel it, you kind of miss, like you're not fully whole, because it's like, okay, I have all this creativity in me, all these ideas, and I'm not doing anything, and it's like, I just go crazy. So definitely have some, I'm gonna get back on the job with my documentary of my vlog of my journey, because I haven't done that in a while. It takes such a long time to edit, and for the reasons I've already mentioned, I didn't have a lot of extra time to edit. But now I have no excuse. I didn't have an excuse then, I really don't now. So if you've been watching those in the past, my journey to Savannah, journey to becoming a creative, those are coming back. Definitely gonna continue to work on Miss Devoted Tiff and the funny stuff that I do there and the reviews that I do there. But that's enough about creativity. That's enough about work. All in all, I'm headed in the right direction. All in all, God has answered my prayers. I did have this thing I wanted to show y'all. You probably can't see it really well, but it's basically something I wrote that I was saying what I wanted to happen. That I wanted to have a part-time flexible schedule job that paid the bills and do well in school and still have benefits. And one of the part-time jobs I do offers benefits. So I have everything that I was looking for, and that free open space to just create and grow my businesses and continue to go for it all. I hope that you guys are all doing what God has put into you to do. There's always reasons that it won't work, but you always will be at unrest or even out of God's will if you don't just kind of put in that effort to do whatever talent, skill, platform that is in you. It's in you for a reason. If you can't get it off your mind, or it always comes back around, it doesn't have to be this thing, oh, I always wanted to do that. Because there's people that will be blessed just by you doing it. Even if it's a million other people doing it, it'll be something about your way or you that people connect to. So there are people waiting on you. So, yeah, that's it. Unless anybody has any questions. I feel like I've been talking. But I really wanted to come on and just check in, say God is good, share so that I could continue to inspire others. I get messages all the time, whether inbox, text, or what have you, about how people are inspired about me, basically starting over. And been working in, healthcare and insurance all these years, and all my ups and downs that everybody knows about pretty much. And then just to, what? The time is now. So I hope that I can continue to inspire. I really appreciate those that root for me up close and root for me from afar. Those that are nosy, those that are like, what is this girl doing? It all just drives me to continue to do what I feel like God's called me to do. So thank you for checking out the live. If you have any questions after the fact, feel free to hit me up. And I will talk to you guys pretty soon. And plug, if you have not subscribed to Miss Devoted Tiff on YouTube, please do so. Bye.